this system, we are hoping that we will launch it very soon. Before we launch, we need to give you some sort of guidance or training or highlights so that you can use that system. So here we have Mr. Ilyas Omondi, who is the consultant of this project, and have he has vast knowledge, that about the system. So I believe that Mr. Omondi, when he will conduct this session, he will understand how this regulatory return submission or regulatory information system works, and what sorts of data you have to submit, and how regulator will retrieve that data and use for regulatory purposes. As you are submitting the data in hard form from your side, because you have to submit a different compliance report to the commission. So once we introduce this system, then you don't need to submit those data in hard form. You need to, that time you need to submit that data in soft form. So our many sorts of hassle will less that when we start this new system, because that whenever you submit in hard form, we have to compile those and make in a tabular form and Excel sheet on other ways, and then we have to get a conclusion or reportory form, and then we have to take decision. So it is very difficult from the regulatory side as well as from your side. You have to submit that data in hard form. You need to prepare that report in hard form and send it to the commission. Sometimes it go missing, and sometimes you can't submit it in due time. So regulatory compliance will not follow in that case, and sometimes you have to face the enforcement action for non-submission, or sometimes stock exchange, they give you some sort of monetary punishment and sort of things. So once we introduce this regulatory information system, I believe that all sorts of hassle will remove, and both your side as well as our side, we can the impediments we have right at the moment, that we can overcome after the introduce of the system. So I believe the system will help us to determine many sorts of decisions from the regulatory side as well as from your side. You don't have to face any sort of hassle for sending those data in hard form, and sometimes you forget to send that data in right date. So the system will sometimes tell you that you have to submit the data within the shortest period of time or within the right period of time. That will definitely address. So I will welcome all of you to this training session, which will conducted Mr. Ilyas. Hi, Ilyas, how are you here?
Yes, good afternoon and Happy New Year to
Good
everybody.
Good afternoon, Ilyas, and Happy New Year to you and all our participants who log into the system. I can see 173 persons are here, and we all also wishing all the best for our side. And I formally inaugurate this training session, and I hope that all the participants will actively participate this session, and they will ask you a lot of questions and make your life difficult today. Okay?
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
That's a joke from my side. I request all my participants, please try to understand what the system is and how it works, and how you can ask Mr. Romondi as much question as you can. Thank you very much, and welcome to this session.
Thank you very much, Edie, Mr. Saiful, and it's an honor again to speak to all of you guys in this new year. I hope that this year will bring you joy and a lot of happiness, as also as we try to stabilize the sector. So it's an honor again to talk to all of you this afternoon. We'll be going through some discussions, and as has been stated, I think it will be great for us to have as many questions as possible kindly put your names and email address with the name of your organization in the chat on that particular Google form. It will be good for us to use it to create you guys into the system. So far, we've managed
Ilyas, can I interrupt? Sorry, I forget to tell one thing, that
yeah.
Until we introduce system or officially opening the system, both the hard form submission as well as soft form permission information you have to submit, that will continue. Once we are sanguine with the system, then gradually we will request you to submit the system only online, not on the hard form. So until then, you have to submit the hard form and as well as data submission in the soft form. That's I have forgotten to tell you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Again, thank you for those remarks. It is important for us to do the parallel run as it has been initiated. So we'll still receive data on hard copy and also on soft copy. Some of this work will go for a few more months, and thereafter we will be able to cut off the hard copy, then totally go on with the soft submission of the information. Great. So sorry to say that this particular project has taken a bit of time, but I think we are at that particular point of transitioning and really introducing this system. So far, we've managed to bring in a couple of categories within the system. And I think ultimately, use as stockbrokers will be the last group that will be put within the system. So as you complete that information, it will be good that you complete it and provide the right information. Please use your official email addresses as you complete that particular form, because as we'll be building or as we'll be creating you guys into the system, will want to use your official email addresses. So kindly do not use your personal email addresses within the system. Right, so let's get going. I'll basically do this in two fronts. The first bit will be just to take you through a very short presentation. The next phase of this particular training will kind of go into the system so that you see how then you are going to interact with the system. I will do continuous training on this, and that's why we will be having parallels over time, because we want you to learn and know how to use the system as much as possible. As long as we have already created you into the system, you can always reach out. We'll give you as much material as possible to enable you navigate and utilize the system to its entirety. So thank you guys, and let's get going. Right, I'll share my screen. I hope that the team has allowed me to do so, and I can be able to share my screen. Maybe we've interacted with some of you in the past. We'll continue interacting over the next couple of months until we get this particular system of the track and ready for utilization. Now, we have been working on the regulatory information system, what we call IRS. And, you know, the reason why this is important is because we want to make sure that the way you interact with the commission and the way you conduct your business is seamless and automated. And that basically reduces a lot of work that needs to be done in producing hard copies and basically taking those particular hard copies to the commission. At the same time, the time that the commission uses to prepare and provide insights and reports that can be utilized by you kind of takes time as long as they receive this data in hard copy. So we are looking into creating, or basically we've created a system that will enable all these particular components to be automated in a way that it will make you as a user and also as a company to reflect and do much of your work on an online format. So in terms of how I'm going to conduct this, I'll take you through a quick intro. Then go through the background, look at the basic system design, and talk about what are the benefits, because that's the reason why we are here. We want to ensure that the system provides you with clear benefits that are tangible and can be reflected in the business that you are currently conducting. So as I mentioned earlier, the world is changing. A lot of components are moving in terms of how then do we address both risks and opportunities that are constantly changing, and the Commission really wants us to ensure that the changes that are currently happening both in the market environment and within the customers that they are currently working with are well addressed. So there is need to look at how best we drive the need for financial industry to embrace technology. And that is the core of things. Everyone is talking about technology. How then can we use systems and softwares to make sure that our work becomes more transparent and more accountable? How then do we ensure that we kind of comply with both regulatory requirements that the Commission has put in place, and also how then do we use our resources more sustainably? We know that resources are quite scarce at the moment. We really need to utilize the resources that we have in a way that will kind of give us more benefits to what we are doing as institutions. Now, what then we embarked to do was to create a system, and this is a web-based data submission portal. Think about a portal that will enable you to submit your information to the Commission. It will store that information in a centralized database and enable you to process that data wherever you need it. So we have created a platform that kind of gives us a data exchange gateway. So data comes in, you have a right to put your data in there, and this data can be in various formats. There's some, it can be in terms of your quarterly data, it can be in terms of your monthly data, it can be in terms of your registration data. So think about the information that you've been providing to the Commission. We've automated that particular component so that you will be able to send that data to the Commission in an online format. And the purpose is basically to harness technology that will make not only the financial supervision easier, but also enable us to become more effective and faster in terms of how then we interact with you as institutions. So the Commission wants to be more effective. They want you to use your information in a way that you can provide that information. You can be able to access that information at whatever point in time, and you can download that information within the comfort of your offices. So it is a data exchange gateway that we've built to enable you to provide data in the real time. Communications that you have with the Commission. So it's not only going to get you to submit your information, but also it will enable you to formally communicate with your regulator at the right time. Just one moment. Yeah, so that basically is what you'll be able to see, that this system will have two core that you are going to use to collect. So the system will be used to collect the data that you have. It will be used to process that data. It will store that data, and it will be used for analysis. So 4 components into one: collection, processing, storing, and analyzing. And most of the time, if you look at how it has been before, you would basically use a manual system or a form. You take that to the Commission. The Commission will try processing that. It will try storing that. and we'll try analyzing that, which basically takes a lot of time. Also, in terms of what you go as a company, it basically takes a lot of time on your end, whereby you end up wasting a lot of time to manage some of these particular issues. So the key components will be two, and the system will have two key components. It will have a portal, which we are going to call BSEC IRS portal. This is where you will be interacting with the system. So you will access the platform using what we call a BSEC IRS portal. We'll be able to look at that in detail. Then from the regulator side or from the commission side, they'll also have another portal that we call IRS Supervision Center. So we'll have two platforms that have been connected using what we call a data exchange gateway that will enable you from your comfort of your office, submit your data. The data will be transferred to the supervision center, whereby it will be analyzed, it will be approved, and it will be taken care of within the thresholds of the system. So why is this important? Why are we looking about, or why are we talking about this particular issue? So for us to be effective and for us to be efficient as an industry, there's need to have a tech system for management of this information. Now, the key thing is that it will enable us to have very accurate and decisive information, which is important. In this case, then you'll be able to accurately provide your information to the regulator. The regulator will incisively look at that information and provide insights where needed. It will also enable you to sufficiently and completely provide data to the regulator, and also it will also enable the regulator timely analyze your information, including providing the level of exposure that you will have as an institution. So more on timely analysis and risk management. I know most of us already know why risk management is important. How then do we manage our risks as institutions? And that basically enables your company also to navigate the times and the challenges that the current financial environment is facing. The other thing is that, manual data submission was highly cumbersome and error prone. If you are going to provide this data in more hard copies and basically carrying that to the regulator or the commission, it really takes time and it becomes quite cumbersome. So that also means that there's need to manually validate that data, manually analyze that data, which is highly time consuming and also energy consuming. So what basically we'll be able to do is how then do we minimize these particular exposures so that as you provide your information, you will be able to submit your information to the regulator in a way that you don't really need to use a lot of energy. You don't really need to manually validate your information, whether your information is right or wrong. And that enables you to manage your information in a more holistic and easy manner. The other thing is movement. Even if we want to exist and ensure that we visit the commission in time and again, we can minimize that movement. There's a lot of physical movement to and fro the commission, and that basically is also surrounded with the paperwork. So the system will guarantee us less movement, less paperwork, whereby at the comfort of wherever you are, it can be in your office, it can be wherever you are, as long as you have internet connectivity, you can easily submit that particular information to the regulator wherever needed. So we want to ensure that there is less movement and also reduce the use of paperwork in the long run as we introduce this particular system. The other component is storage. BSEC has invested in high-end servers that will manage and keep the information that is needed. Most of the time, these physical files and physical data would really require a lot of storage, and resources would be required to make sure that these records are kept. With this system, we are going to use less space. Resources for data storage will be well catered for, and whereby in this particular case, then each and every company will have a unique pigeonhole within the ecosystem, and you can access your information from the comfort of your offices. And also the commission can access your information at the comfort of their desks. So in this particular case, then we are moving all that data that was in a physical format, in a digitized format, that is well managed, and each and every organization can still access. Most of the time, if the information was submitted in hard copy, it becomes so difficult even from your end to basically go and ask for a review of that information, or basically ask the commission that, can you please send me the data that I sent 5 years ago? They'll have to go to the archives and really try and retrieve the files, which becomes quite difficult once some of this physical information has been put in the archives. Now, how then do we look at security? Because security is quite important. We are going to use the data exchange gateway through the portal. Each and every company will have a unique internet pigeonhole within the BSEC portal. That basically means that you will need your username and you'll need your password. So these usernames and password will be unique, so that you can only access the component of your system. You cannot access the other company's data. You cannot access any other company's information. You can only access the information that belongs to you, and also submit the information that only belongs to you. The key thing is that you will be provided by a username, and you will be provided by a password. And the key thing is that this password, once you get the initial password, you'll have to change that password to the password that you remember. The second thing is that, the financial institution, in this case, US stockbrokers, will be able to create returns. You'll be able to submit your returns online. And also beyond that, you can submit applications for authorizations, including licensing, that you might require some authorizations going forward. So in this case, then, think about any information that you provide to the regulator that has now been automated within the system. Third thing is that, automatically this data will be transferred to the commission's database, and all data reported by the institutions must be taken through what we call a validation. So we need to make sure that that data is correct, it's valid, and that basically means that there are several validation checks that have already been put within the system, just to make sure that the system is getting the right information. It's mostly said garbage in, garbage out. And what we've managed to do is to make sure that there are several checks that will ensure that at a particular level of threshold, the information that has been provided is well aligned to the business. So this is just a diagram that shows how the data will move. So financial institution, in this case yourself, you can create your return, you can populate your data and submit that using the BSEC portal. We talked about this is the first point that you'll be using. Then the next thing is that data will pass through several layers of automated data checks, just to make sure that the information is correct. After that check, they will be transferred to the database. I've mentioned that BSEC or the commission has already invested in high-end technology database and data warehouse for the purposes of ensuring that your data is safe. And also you can be able to access that data wherever needed. And then that data will be approved and analyzed and report produced at the BSEC IRS Supervision Center. We talked about two platforms that are critical in managing this particular system. Just to end, we know that we need to ensure financial stability. We need to ensure a sustainable future. And that basically means that, financial regulation is critical and very crucial in terms of ensuring that, we are having a very stable financial system. Now, this particular platform that we'll showcase today is currently being used by over 30 countries worldwide, whereby it is used to provide wide range of solutions from regulatory reporting to regulatory management, including ensuring that the way for information is provided is more transparent and easy by the financial institutions within the respective countries. So I think Bangladesh will be one of the countries that will adopt this particular system, and we believe that it will enable us make our financial systems more sustainable and more stable with the long run, and also make the work that we do within the financial systems much easier, and highly appreciative of the changes that the world is currently experiencing. I'll pause there and basically say thank you for listening. I'll now go to the system itself. I'll stop sharing. Then I'll ask the team in Bangladesh to help me out to get access to the system, whereby we'll now go and review what the system entails before we close this particular meeting. So team, kindly take me through the, connect me to the system.
Sorry to interrupt you all. I have one request to all of you. Please put your information throughout the Google form instead of through the chat box. You will get this link in our chat box. Please check this one.
All right, kindly get me to the system. Great, thanks. Let me then go to the next. Right, so let me know if you can see my screen, dear participants. You can see, let me get a
We
note.
can see it.
Okay, great. All right. Yeah, so this will be your portal. The reason why I'm saying your portal is because this is where all of you will interact with the system. This link will be available at BSEC's website. So you'll be able to see once we go live, there'll be an online service tab. Then you'll get this link and you'll use this link to access the system. Now, once you click on that link, it will take you to this portal. It will be welcoming you to RIS portal. I talked about there are two components. There's a portal and there's a supervision center. You'll be interacting with this. And this portal will kind of enable you manage all communications with your regulator, or in this case with the commission. And for you to access, you must enter your username and your password. Now, there are two things here. Your username will be your email address, and that's why I mentioned that you need to provide us with your email address, and this email address should be your official email address. For myself, I'm using a Gmail, but for you, for us to go live, we'll require you to use your official email address. So kindly don't send us your Gmail, please send us your official email address. Let me see whether I can remember my password. If I don't, I'll allow the team back there to log it for me on their behalf. Okay, Arif, kindly log in. I'm supposed to change my password sometime back.
Okay.
Let's give him time for him to log in.
Yes, please go ahead.
All right, thanks, Arif, for that. So we've managed to log in. So I'll just do a Stockbrokers here. So you log in, then you'll view your details. So it requires you to update your details. In this case, I'll not update. Let me just go to the next. Then, yeah, let me just go to home so that I want to start from here. Right, so once you manage to log in, you'll be able to see your name on top here and the company that you're working for. And then again, it will give you a welcome message for what the system does. Then the key area of attention will be here, a place written menu. This is where you will be able to navigate all the components of the system. So when you click on that menu, there are three important elements that will come. In the number, there will be four, but most of the time you will work with home, returns, documents, and company profile. The biggest area of work will be on the returns, because this is where you are going to collect, or you are going to, this is where you are going to create your return, you're going to submit your return, you are going to check whether your return has been approved, You're going to check whether you need to request for another resubmission and so forth. So this is where you'll have a lot of attention. So let me click on it because it will be the main area of interaction. Now, once you click on returns, you'll be able to see that there are two things that this will show you. There'll be create return, and also there'll be view submissions. Create returns, it will allow you to create a new return that you will want to submit to the commission. Then we have also view submissions. So in case you've submitted your return in the past, or you've already provided returns in the past, you can click on this, and this will allow you to view all the returns you've already submitted. It will allow you to perform actions associated with those particular returns, including requesting for resubmissions or viewing comments. Now, I mentioned that the regulator will be communicating with you. So the regulator will communicate with you based on the data that you've submitted to them as an organization. So let me look into, I want to create a return. So I'll go to the BSEC side. So let me just, so in this case, then you should not be really concerned with this. This is what the BSEC team will be using. I want to create a quarterly return. Then you see how that one will work out. Somebody muted me. I'm unmuting myself. I don't know who is using the machine now. Arif, why are you muting me? So please note that this one we're using a test environment. For production environment, everything is secure under HTTPS. So there are two environments that we've created for training purposes. This is what we use. It's a test environment. And then once you get access to the production environment, you'll be able to see that all that is secured under a certificate called HTTPS, Secure Socket Layer. So I want to create a return for, so there are a number of returns. In this case, I want to create a corporate return. It will be a quarterly return. Okay, let me create an RBS return instead of a corporate return. And a risk-based capital. I know you usually submit that. Just do it annually. I'll create it for the company, just broker. for the end of December. I think we are ready to go. So I'll go to your side of the return. I'll click on the returns here. And you'll be able to know that now the regulators created for your return that we call RBC return. So all the returns that you will be required to complete, which are not ad hoc, the periodic returns that maybe you submit quarterly, monthly, annually, all those returns will be listed on this particular end. How do you complete them? You'll click on them. And then you will realize that that return will show. So remember your risk-based capital adequacy return. It has various forms, various schedules. So all these have to be completed. What we've done is that we have an Excel. Kindly, Arif, take me to the RBC return Excel. I want to, before you upload, I want to show the form itself. No, I want the complete form itself, not that one. Take me to that table, to the file. Yeah, let me just check it here. Just leave it there. No, not that one. Just take me. Yeah, let me check whether it's this one. Right, so you'll be able to see this. So we'll share with you this form. So you can have your Excel. You can complete data in your Excel like this. I know most of you are already aware of this form. So once you complete your data on this form, you'll need just to upload it on the system. So if I go to the system, please take me to the system. Now, if you come here, you'll be able to see that there's a tab here called Upload Data. So you can either do it two ways. You can come here, you say Edit. Let me click on Edit. It's showing, it's opening. Then you start entering your information one by one. Now, if you don't want to do this one by one, the way this form is, you can get your Excel like this, put all your information on Excel, like this one is already complete. You put all your information, then you will come and just upload it. So let me go back. I want to show you how you upload. So there are two ways. You can come edit, put your information on the first form, go to the second form, go to the third form, go to the fourth until you finish, or you can just come and say upload. You choose the file, and in this case, you are going to choose the Excel file that you've already populated with data. done, then it will automatically complete all the information on all the forms because you had already completed your data on Excel. Let me open the form now. You'll see that that data has automatically been mapped onto the system. So see, instead of putting one by one, that information will automatically be mapped to the Excel, to the system, and you can now easily submit that information. So the system allows two ways, either working on the system and adding data one by one, or you can have the information in Excel and automatically use that and upload it. And by the action of uploading, then every data will be mapped within the system. So let me open the last one. You see how the last one looks like. So again, you'll be able to see that all that information has already been mapped and everything has already gone into the system. Let me show you another form. Let me go back. Look at schedule C. You'll see how it looks like. Again, you'll be able to see that you are paid up capital and yes, so some of core capital that has already been mapped and so forth. So there are two ways. Either you work on this Excel, add all the information offline. Once you've added all that information, then what you need to do, you'll just need to upload that file as required. Now, where will you access this Excel? This Excel will also be available on the system. We'll be able to show you how to access it and work on it in case you don't want to manually complete the system the way it is on the platform. If you want to automatically use an upload component, then the system allows for that. So yeah, we are good to go. We've uploaded our file. Now, once you've uploaded your file, you'll be able to see that now it was only one upload when we were trying to do. Now, actions are 3. You can validate and submit. So I want to submit the information. So I'll click on this. It will ask you, would you want to submit the information? It will take some few moments, at least 2 minutes, but it will not take 2 minutes as it's saying it has already been submitted and that information has already gone to the commission. So the information is gone. If you go to your returns, you'll realize that that return is no longer there. It has already gone to the regulator. Now, the key thing is that you'll also receive an email that you've submitted the return. Arif, show me your email so that they see what email that they receive. Right. So automatically you'll receive an email. Please be informed that the return has successfully submitted for review with the following details. It will tell you the details of the return. Your submission will now be reviewed. An email will be sent to you in the due course. And should you notice an error in your submission requiring amendment before the review process complete, please request for resubmission. So the system also allows you to request for resubmission. And let us say that let's assume that we've seen an error. So before the regulator finishes that, I'll come here, I'll view my submissions, and I'll be able to see that this is a return that I've submitted. And I assume that there's an error. There's an error in this particular return. So I don't want the regulator to identify that error and say, okay, fine, I'm trying to give them wrong information. I'll want to recall this return before it goes. So remember, I told you that this tab returns does everything. So these are the returns that are already submitted. There are two actions here. You can download your return in PDF, or you can request for resubmission. So I want to request for resubmission. It will ask me reasons for resubmission. I'll say data errors identified by the reporter. I'll put a reason why the data error is there. So data errors. So maybe there's one number that was not right, but you'll have to write your details in full because the regulator will be able to see your request. Most of the time, if there was a data error, I know you would require them to, you'll go to the regulator, carry the forms and all that. The system will allow you to communicate with the regulator virtually like this. Then you'll be able to send request. Arif, take me to your email again. You can refresh. All right, it will send an email. Let's wait for it. So that is done. Now that has gone to the regulator. So I'll become the regulator. I want to approve your request. So the regulator will receive an email that company X has a request for a submission for. So this is from the regulator side. They'll come and view. So the regulator can do two things. It can either grant request or deny request. Let me say the request is granted. So immediately, if you go to your email, let me see your email, Arif. So you'll receive an email with the heading resubmission request for RBC return has been approved. Please be informed that your return resubmission request of the following details has been approved. Please edit and resubmit this return again in the portal. So again, I'll go to the portal. So this is my portal here. Go to the returns. And what you'll notice, this will come back to manage returns. You see, initially, it was not yet, it had already gone. It was at the view submissions. Now it has come back to us. So I'll click on it. So that's where we are. I want to re-upload the information. So maybe there's one data that was wrong here. I want to change this one. Let me change a number here. Let me say my paid up is 6. Like that. I'll save that for the sake. I think it's saved. Let me just go here. So again, I'll want to upload data. So I'll say upload data. Choose file. It will ask you there's existing data. Do you want to delete all existing here before? I'll say delete. Then I'll upload the new data. Accepted, done. If I come here, no, did I save it? Let me see. Okay, let me upload it again because I had not saved it. We'll go back. Done. And let me check it here. Should be now 6. That's okay. And then I can submit. Right. So if I go back to my returns here again, that return is no longer there, but it has gone to view submissions. I'll see that this is a second return. So you'll see revision, it will say revision 2. So what the system does, the system will be able to track the number of revisions that you've done. Initially, it was revision 1. Now this is a second return. It's the same return, but we've done it twice. So that's why it's written 2. So I'll wait for the regulator to approve. So I'll become the commission. I'll go to the returns. I want to approve that return. So this is the return itself. I'll come here. So the regulator will see everything. And also, one thing that I mentioned, they'll be able to check because you've done this data twice. So the regulator can come and check and see that Arif tried to submit here. He had a change, he requested for a submission, then he did a second submission. So there are 2 returns. And even the regulator can decide to compare. What did this guy really change? So he'll come here and say, okay, fine, let me check. What was the change, So it will say the section contains 2 selected versions only. Please, so I want to compare 2. I want to see what did, so this is the regulator now, the commission. We want to say, okay, fine, what did this guy really change? Just give me a few minutes. I'm going into the database now. And that's why it's important to mention what you really wanted to change. So it will kind of show me the information that somebody wanted to change, plus all the data, and it will highlight the area that was changed. So all that is the same. Okay, so it's telling me what, just a moment. Okay, fine. So it's telling me to export it in Excel. So the regulator can again do an export in Excel to quickly do a variation because this data is quite huge. But basically what I wanted to show is that, you can compare revisions. The regulator can really compare revisions and check where the change was. So that's the essence. So you'll see like in this item, there was no change and all that. So it will kind of show within the database all the items that did not change and even highlight the item that was changed. Let me just go back. I don't really need to kind of go through all that. I just to show you. So again, the regulator will come here. You can write a comment. So You'll say approved. Approved return. You will take this comment to your portal. So this comment will come to you as an email. Or maybe let's say approved return, then please submit a supporting document on your investments. Something like that. So you'll say, okay, fine, I want to give you a due date, should be my machine has hanged. Okay, it has done that. Then I'll say add. Then you will just approve. So this is the regulator side, the commission side. And then approve. Arif, take me to your email. Take me to your email. Right, you'll receive an email already that RBC return has been approved, and all that. Let me again check your email. Then also, if I look at this, so it will, so basically what I'm saying is that, you know, in each and every return that you'll submit, you'll get an email notification and all that. So let me go to the portal, your end of the return. So you'll come here, view submissions. And you'll see that your return has already been approved. Just give me 2 minutes, 1 minute, please. Just give me 1 minute. Right, so this return has already been approved, but there is some work for you. So you'll be able to see that there is, you see here, there's like a pop-up. I hope you can see that. So you'll click on that pop-up and you realize that there's some work that you need to do. So it's telling you approved return, please submit a supporting document on your investment. Now, you as an entity or a company, you will have to respond to this. This would have been either been sent through a letter. The commission would have written to you a letter and told you, like, you need to give us this document and all that. So you'll come here and say, let me reply to this. So you'll say, dear, the way you do a letter, dear assistant manager or some so-and-so, a director, something like that. Please find attached So supporting documents. You can say regards. Something like that. Right. So then you have to attach them. So supporting documents, you see, the system I've showed you, there is a place to put supporting documents. I want to attach them. I'll just pick a couple of items here. So that is the supporting document. Then successfully uploaded data. Then I can say add. And that one automatically has gone to the regulator. So if I go to the regulator side here, the regulator will immediately see that you've responded. He'll come. He will see your comment. He will see your attachment. And then he can decide to resolve, to say that you've closed that issue. Or maybe if he's not satisfied, he can go ahead and again ask for more information. Now, let's assume that this information is done and the regulator says, we want to resolve this. Are you sure to resolve? Say resolve. So that one will gray out on the regulator side. And if you come to your end, let me just refresh. You'll be able to see that also that will be grayed out. You realize that there's no point where you can again, respond to this issue. So this issue now becomes closed and everything is grayed out. And that's why we say that on top of just submitting the returns, the system will enable you to communicate with the regulator. Places whereby you could have made calls and, wrote letters and all that, you can easily have a chat with the regulator and provide the information that you need. Any document can be provided at whichever point. Now, from the regulator side, they can say, okay, fine, I'm not really satisfied. Let me reopen this issue. I want to reopen this case, or maybe come up with a new case, which they can just have communications with you at whichever point in time, wherever needed. Right, so I've kind of gone in more details on the return side. So those are periodic returns, but maybe assume that you wanted to apply for a license. So you can come here and you can say, okay, for an application for registration. So these are returns that are depend with you. So you can click here and apply for registration as a stock dealer or a stockbroker. So there are a number of registrations here. You can only look at what works for you or what you need to apply for. So these are what we call, returns that do not have a specific time. For the ones that have specific time, then the regulator will create them. For the ones that, it depends with you to create, then you will be able to create them. I want to show you the other things because I'm basically coming to the end. For all the Excels that you really need to upload, we'll be able to enable them to come here. There is something that will resolve here. So all that will be accessed through that. For you to view your details, you'll come on top here. You can view your details here. You can update your details wherever you want. You can change your password. If you have any question on the system, there's a help functionality. There's a question mark here. You can basically get an online manual. So if you want to read about returns, you'll click on returns here. You'll read about anything to do with the returns. How do I create return? How do I submit return? How do I look at the submission history? How do I request for a submission? So what we've done is basically build a manual on the system. On top of this inbuilt manual, which is on the help functionality, we'll also be able to share with you more help, more assistance on how to navigate the system. For you to log out, there's this element here that enables you to log out at whichever point in time. Just make sure that you log out. The system also will automatically log you out due to inactivity. But the key that we recommend that as long as you finished with the system, you can always log out. I'll want to stop there and end this training or conversation and check whether there are any questions that we really need to respond to. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Any question? Maybe you can you can stop sharing. Arif. Great. Yeah, questions, guys.
Hello.
Hello. You can say your name and which organization.
I am from Burhanuddin. I am Burhanuddin from TK Shares and Securities. Hello.
Go ahead.
Can you
Hello,
hear
we
me?
can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. I have a question. In case
Yeah.
of return of our report, any report, is there any time frame? Is there any time frame that we have to resubmit the report within 5 days or 10 days, or after submission our report, we can recall our report within 5 days or 10 days? Is there any time frame?
Yeah, there's time frame. So the key thing is that once the report, so for the annual reports, you have 30 days. So if the report is created, you have to submit it within 30 days.
Okay.
After that, then, you know, there'll be, there's a penalty that you've not submitted the report on time. So yeah, there are time frames around it. So you can only request for a submission within those 30 days. You cannot request after the deadline has passed.
Okay, okay, thank you, sir.
Any question? Any other question, guys?
Hello.
Hello, Blue Chip.
Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I have missed the video session. Could you provide me the video recording data for second time? I can show this.
Yeah, so we'll provide the recording. Once if in case you've sent your details on the chat, on the form, this recording will be shared with you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, dear all, if you don't have any questions, we can conclude our today's training session.
All right, guys. Thank you very much, and I'll take it back to Nusrat. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Riyaz.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for joining this training session. So we would like to conclude this session. Thank you.